Dude, I'm smelling this drink.
It smells dirty.
You know what it smells like? If you've ever taken your lunch like on a Friday and then you forget to empty your Tupperware until Monday morning when you
Oh my
go
God.
to work.
Dude, it does. It
that
does.
smell.
Welcome back to Short Pour. We're your hosts. I'm Chris.
And I'm Brandon.
And I may have made a mistake today because today we're checking out the Sierra Nevada Hop Splash Citrus, which is not a beer. So it is non-alcoholic. However, it is sparkling water that's been infused with hops.
Oh, I was going to say, I was going through when I was trying to do the reviews, I was going through and I wasn't finding anything. And then finally I found stuff that was talking about how it was non-alcoholic. And I was like, oh my God, we did it again. We got confused by the, we didn't see it on the can.
No, I did know this one. I did know that this was non-alcoholic, but I saw it at the store and I was like, carbonated beer water? Like, I gotta try that. Because I don't know about you. I drink carbonated water. I like carbonated water.
Yes, you do.
You don't.
I'm not, it's okay. I can drink it, but I guess I think I like just like water more than the average person.
Okay, yeah.
Like I'm totally content. I'll just drink water.
See, so
I think my problem with carbonated water is that the flavor is so subtle that I'm like, I'd rather just drink just the water or give me some Crystal Light to throw in here. Like I need some flavor.
Yeah. See, I think for me, a lot of it is the sensation. Like the fizziness. I like the fizziness.
Oh, see, and I don't like I don't do well with the carbonation. I don't like it.
Well, because whenever I moved in first with now my wife, she was my fiance at the time, but when we moved into a house together, she was like, I used to drink a ton of soda. It was an unhealthy amount of soda every day. And she was like, just so you know, like if we get married, like you will not be doing this anymore. And I was like, okay, yes ma'am. Yeah. So like I switched. And so she was like, well, your only other option is carbonated water. Like you better get used to it. And so I was like, okay. And I got used to it. I hated it at first, but I love it now.
Yeah. I guess I can do like a quirk. Like I don't mind those too much, but I don't know. It's just not my go-to, I guess. Dude, I'm smelling this drink.
It smells dirty.
You know what it smells like? If you've ever taken your lunch like on a Friday and then you forget to empty your Tupperware until Monday morning when you go to work.
Dude, it does. It does.
Smell.
It doesn't smell like citrusy. Oh, dude, you're right. It doesn't smell good.
Something's turned in here, man.
Yeah, it does. It does.
I can't get past that smell now.
and it looks dirty as well. It looks like dirty dishwater essentially.
Yeah, I would say it looks like the water that would come out of after doing dishes of like.
Or like the pineapple Dum Dums.
Yeah.
It looks like that color. Like it's
melted
exactly
down.
that.
Yeah, it is that color.
Just like liquid. Okay, so Sierra Nevada says, take the fruity notes of Mosaic and Simcoe hops, add a perfect splash of real blood orange and grapefruit juice, and you've got a match for maximum flavor. Reach for Hop Splash Citrus, your all-day hop refreshment. And they also note that it's carbon-filtered water. Hop Splash starts with the same water we use for brewing beer. It's carbon-filtered to ensure the highest quality H2O out of the gate. Real hops, real juice. We pair up real Mosaic and Simcoe hops with real blood orange and grapefruit juice for an all-day IPA-inspired flavor party. They also note that they have a sustainable CO2 measure. We capture, clean, and reuse carbon dioxide from beer fermentation to carbonate this hop splash, keeping the CO2 out of the atmosphere and closing the loop.
They need to get a new filter.
Yeah, something's
not right.
Not filtered enough. And this obviously comes in at a 0.0. It is non-alcoholic.
Oh yeah, that's right. It's just hops infused.
Yep, it's just hop water.
All the bitterness and none of the fun.
None of the fun. All right, here we go.
Tastes much better than it
does not taste bad. It stinks.
It tastes
And like as
much
I was
better than it
drinking, I
smells.
was like, uh oh, because it actually it stinks,
Yes, it does.
but it doesn't taste bad, actually.
Yeah, it tastes much better than the smell.
It smells like dirty dishwater. It stinks. I cannot emphasize enough how bad this
Dude,
smells.
do you think this will be on our breath?
Oh shit. Hopefully not. Hopefully not. All right, so because it is essentially just carbonated water, we're going to be taking a look at carbonated water.
All right.
So carbonated water is just that. It is literally H2O with CO2. There's really like nothing else. There's variations of carbonated water, though. There are 4 kinds. So we have seltzer, which that is apparently the most basic. It's just water with CO2 added with nothing else and like no other flavorings.
But you mean like simplest, right? Not like pH basic.
Correct.
Okay.
I do mean simplest. All right, yeah.
We
Mr.
started with
Chemistry
the
over here.
elements, and I just started going chemistry.
Okay, sorry, yeah. The chemistry will hopefully do us some favors later, though.
All right.
So, but yeah, no, not pH or anything. It's just like the simplest form. Then we have sparkling water, which is apparently to be considered sparkling water. It is naturally carbonated.
From what?
So it comes from a spring, and it must contain a minimum level of minerals from their natural source to be considered a sparkling water. Apparently, being filtered through the rocks carbonates them.
Yeah.
Through the
Okay.
rock.
Okay. Yeah. So it must be like lime or something.
Yeah. Although apparently it's different carbonation than what you would like think of from like a drink like this.
Right.
So oftentimes, like I think the majority of companies will further carbonate them, so that way people get what they're expecting, because it's probably a lot subtler of a carbonation.
That's what I want.
Yeah.
If
Well,
you guys are listening, that's what I want.
apparently you can get that though, like just
just
naturally
actual
carbonated sparkling
sparkling water.
water.
Yeah,
You can
okay.
get that. Okay, then we have club soda.
Okay. Yes.
Dude,
can I've been using these terms all interchangeably.
I know, yeah, they're
I thought they
different.
were all
Me
the
too.
same.
They're different. So club soda uses salts, like exterior, like added salts, to mimic the taste of sparkling water, but there's no actual minerals used. It's all added after the fact.
Okay.
That is also, because it's added after the fact, it's also a lot cheaper to make, but it tastes similar. So that's a very common mixer for mixed drinks, because it's a lot
Weird.
cheaper.
Okay. I guess it seems weird to me in this. I guess what was it? The sparkling water, they were like still carbonating it anyway.
Mm-hmm.
But it just seems weird of like, you could collect this stuff by itself, but it's not as cheap as just throwing salt in water. And like,
Yeah, because it's something benzenate that they add and stuff
oh, okay.
to make it taste like that. Yeah. I
Okay.
don't know. But well, because then you can get the water from wherever you want. You don't have to ship it or anything.
That's true. Okay. Yes.
Yeah,
okay,
you can just
okay,
get the
okay.
water from wherever.
Okay.
It
Yep.
doesn't
It's
matter.
the like actual sourcing of the water
Yeah.
saves you the money. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then we have tonic water. So tonic water contains quinine, which is an extract from the bark of the cinchona tree.
That's so specific.
I know, yeah. I know. So that, I guess, apparently adding that extract to it makes it super bitter. So because of that, they use either sugar or high fructose corn syrup to balance it back out, which means that tonic water is the only carbonated water that has calories.
Oh, okay.
So those are like the 4 main kinds, and we're going to take a look at how they're made when we get back. Okay, so how do they get the actual carbonation into the water? Do you know how? Like, I didn't really like think about how it works before I like started looking into it.
So I guess in my head, they just like pumped CO2 into the water and just let the concentration build up that it naturally formed whatever polyatomic ion to make it carbonated.
Yeah, essentially that is. I mean, it's really. I guess it's one of those things of where like it's not that easy, but it is that simple.
Yeah.
So essentially, CO2 is just forced into the water by leaving as little space as possible until the vessel cannot accept any more volume.
Okay.
So once they pump that in, whatever CO2 can't be in the empty space just gets forced into the water.
Right.
And apparently, like, I didn't think about this, but I guess CO2 is water soluble.
Yes. Yeah.
I didn't think about that.
Yeah, it's part of the carbon cycle of like, but like the ocean holds a good amount of the CO2.
Yeah. So like that. So that's why like it literally will bond with the water. Mm-hmm. And so once it bonds with the water, that produces carbonic acid, which makes like the fizz and like that almost kind of tangy sensation and taste in it. So I guess like the hardest part or like the trick to it is that you need to seal whatever the vessel is, whether it's a can, bottle, whatever. You need to seal the vessel without letting the CO2 escape. Mm-hmm. So that's why like you need either a special machine or like the big factories use like they like pressurize it, and then they like immediately like press the cap or whatever like the top on. Because once it hits open air, the CO2 wants to go back into the atmosphere, which is like whenever you like pour stuff, when you open it, that's where you get like that like satisfying like sound, because that's the carbon that's in the empty space that was left in the can that couldn't bond with the water or like with whatever anymore. It's escaping. And then when you pour it into a vessel or into like a cup or whatever, another vessel, that's why it fizzes, is because you're increasing the surface area,
right?
Which allows more of the carbon to just start escaping.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah. I didn't like think about this, but all sodas are essentially just carbonated water.
Yeah, with
it's just carbonated
syrup
water
added
with syrup added. Yeah, that's all it is. It's like it's literally the same process. They have to make carbonated water first, and then they put syrup in the bottle or whatever, like the can or whatever it is, and then they mix the carbonated water with it. But they need to be able to pressurize the water with the syrup, and then you like turn it, I guess, and mix it. And whenever the syrup is mixed, I guess it just does a really good job of like not separating after that.
Yeah.
But it's essentially just carbonated water.
Yeah, so I guess that makes sense because like there's like those was like a Soda Stream or whatever.
Yeah.
Like you can make your own soda, but I have never used one. But I imagine it just like carbonates the water. You add in the syrup that you want it to be mixed with.
Yeah,
and that's your soda.
Yeah, yeah. And I mean, I think for the same thing, I guess you could use a Soda Stream to make your own carbonated water as well. Like, because I know my friend Alex, his parents have like they carbonate their own water because his dad like loves it.
Oh, nice.
So they have like a little machine at their house. So like aside from like obviously doing it like at your home, it's the same kind of thing of like you need to get your bottle or whatever. And the trick too is that you have to use something that I guess that is that can handle the pressure that you're putting it under.
Yeah.
Because I guess like that's like when I did like my preliminary search of like how to do it at home, you know, people were like, make sure you don't use something. You can't just use like a regular bottle of like what? Well, you have like a special one because otherwise it'll just pop like blow out the side.
Yeah.
So on the industrial level though, they have like gigantic vats of water, and then near them they have generally an even larger vat or tank of pressurized CO2, and they just pump it in. To make carbonated water. Mm-hmm. So why carbon? I found that when I was researching as well. Like people have like posed the question of like, why couldn't we use like other gases to make water fizzy? Right. Mm-hmm. So the simple answer is that carbon is cheap, safe, and it simply just works the best. Mm. So some people have wondered, why can't we use oxygen instead? Because oxygen is way more readily available.
Let's take a quick break.
I'm Shay.
And I'm Jody.
And together, we host the Rainy Day Rabbit Holes podcast, a deep dive into the misty mysteries of the Pacific Northwest.
From the untold stories of eccentric pioneers to the secrets buried deep in the moss-covered forests, we take you on a not-so-serious journey through the quirky tales and hidden stories of the region.
On our show, you can hear great content like...
Dr. Dewey's teachings propelled Linda Hazard into a lifetime career of starving people for money under the auspices of healing.
I could do that.
Run a cult or
both.
And thoughtful insights like...
I think he was abducted by a drunken lumberjack, as usual.
Those drunken lumberjacks just abducting bears.
It was an epidemic.
From coffee pioneer Starbucks to feet on a beach and even Bigfoot, we have something for everyone.
So grab your latte and hit play. Listen, learn, and laugh with Rainy Day Rabbit Holes. See you down the rabbit hole.
It's expensive, right?
No, I mean it would be cheaper.
Oh, well, I guess I thought of it being expensive because like they like need, you know, like oxygen tanks and stuff of like, you know, there's I guess I don't know all the uses of like carbon dioxide tanks that just fill up balloons is all I know of, but
Yeah.
I guess that's why I thought it would be more.
No, I guess it would be cheaper because it is even more abundant than
What about like
CO2.
nitrogen? That's like
Okay, hold
super abundant.
So we can't use oxygen though because
Combustible.
no.
Oh.
It helps bacteria grow.
Okay.
So
yeah,
if you were
anaerobic
to pump your whatever it is, like especially like soda or whatever with a bunch of oxygen and you seal it, no matter what, there's oxygen in there still. So by the time you open it, by the time it gets to a customer, I guess it would just be spoiled. Like everything would just be bad because there would
especially
be a bunch
soda.
of shit
Like,
growing
here's
in
your
there.
sugar. Here's your oxygen.
Yep. Shit, we
for it.
made beer again.
Yeah.
So carbon, on the other hand, actually like extends the shelf life of things because nothing can really grow in it.
Okay, that makes sense.
So other people have posed the question, why not methane? Of like offsetting and being able to put methane into stuff, right? Well, the biggest issue is that methane gas is flammable. So pressurizing a flammable can of something is like a disaster waiting to happen. Another one was why not, like, obviously it's not like a serious question, but most gases in the world are harmful to us. So like another one was like, why not like chlorine gas? Well, obviously that would like kill us.
Yes.
Like as soon as you like drink it or like you would just die.
That one never even popped into my head to use.
I know they use that as an example because I guess like there's way more gases that we could technically try to use, but most gases that we know of are deadly or toxic to us.
Fair enough.
But carbon is like perfectly safe.
Yeah.
Also, of the gases that are safe for us to like drink and like use, it is the most water soluble, which means that like mixing it and the reaction that it produces is like it's just the easiest and the best one to use. And in fact, water will absorb 2.5 to 3 times its mass in CO2. It's like when you pump it, like that's why you have to have an even bigger vat of CO2 to pump in because it will just absorb
Take it. Yeah.
a bunch of it.
Okay, that makes sense.
So, but that's all I
guess,
got.
like, how did they come up with like doing that? You know what I mean? Like, hey, I'm gonna try this thing. I want to take like water, you know, but then I want to like pump a bunch of air into it and see what happens.
That sounds like somebody who was like hitting the ayahuasca or something like a little too hard, like you know, like a medicine man back in the day. Like, oh, what if it's like fizzy? Oh, okay. The
Well, I
real
guess if
reason
there's naturally
is
occurring,
naturally occurring. It's probably that's how people probably
and
figure
they're like,
it
I
out.
want to make it like that.
Yeah,
but
because it
better.
felt nice. Yeah.
Well, could you imagine swimming in it?
No, I was
like,
actually
there's
just
all
thinking
these
it would,
little
like,
bubbles that like tickle me while I swim.
you don't think it would like? You don't think it would like burn?
I don't think it would. So like, no, because like when you're like it. Part of the reason why I don't like it is because like I feel like I'm super sensitive like in my nose to the like
Yes. Yeah.
the fizzing. Like it just burns. I hate
Yeah.
it. But like if I were to pour it like on my arms, like I wouldn't feel anything.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I'm just imagining though, like if you were to swim in it and you get any amount to like in your nose, you know what I mean? That would suck.
Or in your eyes.
Or in your eyes. Like, would that hurt your eyes?
Yeah, probably. Wouldn't feel good, I gotta assume.
Okay, like what if it got like, because the problem is that like when it gets into your mouth or whatever, like there's nowhere for that pressure to escape, right?
If you close your mouth, yeah. Well, I mean, it's gonna go either down your throat or up your. into your
Okay, I
sinuses.
guess I'm thinking like, is there like possibility of like a reverse fart?
You mean a burp?
Like,
what are you talking
no,
about?
like gas being forced into your butt.
Maybe if you like
You know what I
if you cannonballed in.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I guess there is. We can go out and go in, I guess. Yeah.
That's what I
guess
feel like. That
that's
would be like
technically
that. That wouldn't feel good. I don't know. Maybe there's definitely a population of the world who would probably into that. So
Yeah.
the number's not 0.
Correct. Yeah. It's a non-zero number.
Oh man. Okay, so it does actually taste good if you don't smell it.
Right. Yeah, I was going to say.
It smells so bad.
The smell is pretty off-putting.
It's very bad.
And it's also one of those where, like, I don't know the process that goes into, like, making, something new like this. But I got to believe the first person I was like, did I make this right?
Yeah.
Is this okay?
Right. Well, okay. We poured it into like a glass, which I think may be a mistake for this.
Because you release all the...
Because you release all of that smell and everything. I think this would be a better can.
Straight from the can?
Just drink it straight from the can. Because like right now as I'm drinking it, like your nose goes fully into like the whole smell. With a can, it's on the outside. So like I feel like you wouldn't smell it as much.
Yeah, that's true. You're like forcing yourself to have to smell it.
Yeah. Okay, so did you find reviews for this? All right, let's hear what the people on the streets think.
Definitely hops Definite hops with lots of citrus flavor as well. Did you get the citrus?
Not.
I didn't get anything that I would describe as lots.
Lots, no. I would say probably for a carbonated water I did.
Yeah.
For a carbonated water, there's a lot of flavor.
Okay.
But for anything else, no, not really.
Crisp and effervescent compared to beer.
Oh.
Definitely not a beer substitute, but absolutely amazing. If you are a hophead, this is a must try.
Hi,
Dude,
hophead.
You know what? That sounds like the people from the Batman, like the drop heads, like the drug addicts.
The drop heads? What is that?
Drops. It's like a drug in Gotham.
In which movie?
The Batman, the one with Robert Pattinson.
Oh, okay.
It's also in The Penguin too. Drops.
Okay, I'm not watching the show, so I'm not.
You got. I know I've told you. You got to get on.
I'm not up on the new Batman universe.
Yeah.
Drug
Batman drugs.
Scheduling classes or whatever classifications.
Yeah, I guess I don't know what class it is, but
yeah,
a hophead. I've never heard it described like that.
I've never either.
I thought they were just called people who liked IPAs.
I get it.
What? I've never heard anyone describe as a hophead. Yeah, they like hops. That's fine.
Now, I will say, I did almost get... There was a version where it was just the hops. There was no other flavoring. And I almost got that. But I figured you would make that face that you just made right now. So I was like, well, let me get the citrus one at least. But that one, the one with no other hops, is actually like 0 calories, 0 everything.
Oh,
it's just water and hops or whatever. But...
Just hoppy water.
Yeah, so I didn't know about that one. I figured at least the citrus would give us something some sort of flavor.
Yeah. Well, it definitely gave us a smell, whatever that was.
Yeah, dude. Oh. Well, see, I feel like this is one of those like rare cases where like the proof isn't in the pudding because it's if you were to just look at it and smell it.
Yes.
It smells like shit.
The smell has to be it's got to be super off-putting.
Oh, like making it?
Well, I'm just saying, like, for someone to try it, because, like, when you go to take the drink, like, you're sticking your nose right by it. Like, you're going to smell it. Mm-hmm. They're like, Like, the look of it, the smell of it, I don't need to go any further.
Okay, whenever I did the Boulevard tour, they said that the reason that we add in the floral stuff, because they always have like the whatever with basil or sage or whatever, they said because when you add this stuff to water, it smells really bad. Oh. And so they use the floral to hide that.
Okay.
So that's probably exactly like what they're doing.
Yeah.
That's probably why, because it probably smells like that too.
Yeah, I can see that.
That would make a lot of sense. Because it smells so bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know that we'll be returning to this one.
One and done. I always say that. I said it once. Thanks for listening. As always, if you want to like or subscribe, please follow us on Instagram at shortpourpodcast or send us a suggestion through email at shortpourpod@gmail.com.
And as always, whether you pour short
or pour long,
always finish.